right, welcome back to another edition of Prep Pick Skip Pick'em. We're gonna change up here a little bit this week and get away from our dry race board. And we had some viewers who said that we look too uncomfortable standing up at the board there. So we're gonna go ahead and take a seat this week and just do them off paper. So Scott, without further ado, let's jump right to the games here.
Yeah, we got Battle of 0-7s. Should be our game of the week, huh? Maine East and Maine West. Who's gonna get off the schneid?
Scott, I've been saying all year. I think Gabe Corey and the boys up there, got a lot of heart, a lot of fight. I'm taking Maine East with this one.
They're gonna take Maine East. Wow. I'm taking Maine West. I think Maine West will. They lost to Niles West, I believe, earlier this year. But I think Maine West is gonna. I just don't see how Maine East is gonna win. I just don't. Maine South 7-0 at Waukegan 3-4 Saturday game.
I don't think that Maine South. They're pretty much going to keep rolling. Week 9, might be a test for them, but I don't think they lose until the playoffs. So, I'm going to take Maine South.
I'll take Maine South as well. As this Saturday game, maybe get off to a little slow start, but by the end of the game, they'll be rolling. And it's actually a nice preview for them to get ready for those Saturday games that's going to be coming up in a few weeks. We got Niles West keeping the CSL 2-5 at Glenbrook South 6-1. Speaking of Glenbrook South, they're the ones that got Maine South next week. So a little tune-up for them before they go play Maine South.
I think Glenbrook South is going to come in and beat Niles West. But they had an up and down year. Out of the playoff picture now. Officially. So I think they're gonna have anything more but pride to play for. And I think Glenbrook South is too good to beat just on pride.
Yeah, Glenbrook South's going to probably win this one pretty handily. Niles West can only score teams on special teams.
Right.
So I think Glenbrook South pretty easily. We got one of the bigger games of the week, 3-4 Notre Dame at 3-4 Chicago Heights Marion. This game is for stay alive in the playoffs. The loser's toast. The winner can playoff points probably in that conference is probably going to be good enough to advance. So this is a big game.
I just don't think Marion Catholic. They couldn't hold the ball last week, at all. So if they can get in, because really talking to everybody I talked to, they could move the ball on Catholic when they had the ball.
They had more yards than Catholic.
Yeah. So when you have a few short less than 10 yards most of the time. Yes, I'm gonna go guess. My thing. I think if they can hold on to the ball, I'm gonna take Marion Catholic in this one for the win.
Oh, backtrack. You just can't pick Notre Dame, can you, to win? Can't pick them.
They just didn't impress when I saw them earlier in the year.
Yeah, that was week 2. They won 3 games since then. They struggled last week against Nazareth. They know the back's on the wall. Both teams do. It's going to be a tough game. I think it's going down to the wire. And, Notre Dame's got St. Patrick next week, a rival game. But it's a winnable game again.
Good offense.
I think they know. I think Notre Dame's going to get it done. I said it a few weeks ago. I think they're going to go 5-4. And you said, no way. And they're still on the track. I'm picking Notre Dame to win this game on the road.
We'll see.
We got Oswego East at Plainfield North in the SPC. Is a must-win for Plainfield North to have any hopes. Trying to get the 2-5 and 5 at 3-4. North needs to win out. They're gonna do it.
They'll do it. Oswego East was built up, as this big time program in
They
the
fall off
SPC
a
this
cliff.
year, and they've been just unheard of. They're not going to be heard of this week either, except maybe hear them screaming in pity and agony because Plainfield North's just going to don't roll over them.
Yeah, I think so too. Plainfield North is some Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, though. They are our Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde team of the year, hands down. The way they played against Minooka, you play against that, they should be 7-1 right now, or 6-1 right now. The way they played against Minooka, and I think Tim Kane knows that. I think that's what he told his kids after the game. They have to keep the intensity up. They let down. They could lose the game. Oswego East has competed well, but I think Plainfield North is going to rally the troops and win this one pretty handily to keep the playoff hopes alive. Romeoville at Minooka 2-5 and 5-2. Romeoville coming off a big win. Minooka senior night coming off a big win for them too. They're going to look ahead to Oswego. Is it going to be? Can Romeoville stay in the game? What's going to happen there?
Well, we'll look ahead, yes, because they'll have their starters on the bench in the second half of this game. Romeoville just isn't up to the talent level as we look at this year. I said all year, cream of the conference. They're gonna roll.
You know what? Minooka played well with them. Romeoville kept with them last year at home.
Romeoville was a better team last year than they are this year.
I disagree with that. I think they're pretty equal to where they were last year. I'm going to say Manuka's going to win this game, but I think Formula might hang in for a half. It depends, I guess, but I think they have a chance to.
This one could come down to how well Bam Yulke's playing. I mean, his first week in a quarterback, getting it, his first real varsity. Last week in a good game. If he comes in and does what the Romello team was able to do last year, pass the ball a lot, and get the ball out of the edge to those receivers, it might be close. If he can't do it, then it's going to be. To be
the offensive line protecting against those Manuka guys too. That's sticking in the SPC. We got Plainfield Central 5-2 hosting Oswego 5-2. It's just turned into a pretty big game. Oswego got Manuka next week for the conference championship. Are they going to look ahead? Is Plainfield Central going to get the best of them here and Ryan West?
Scott, I think they are, and I think they're going to do it the exact same way that they beat Plainfield these last week. They're going to line up front. They're going to give the ball to their hogs. They're going to give it to Tyler Erdman, give it to Jordan Ellingwood, and say, hey guys, get us 4 yards a pop. Get us down the field in 6-7 minutes, because Ryan West, as good as he is, last time I checked, he can't beat them if he's on the sidelines, holding his helmet in his hand. So as long as the Plainfield Central offense can stay on the field and keep Ryan West off the field, he can't beat him. And I think that's exactly what John Jackson is going to do with his team. He proved that they can do it. Last week against Plainfield East, kept them off the field late in the game, and he's gonna ride the big horses, and and he's got them. Urban came out last week showed that he can carry the load when he's asked to. Ellingwood, we know what he can do. Jared Thomas, still in the mix. Not quite the big bruiser as those two guys are, but I think they're gonna do that, and they're gonna win this game.
Oswego's defense has improved the last couple weeks, but this is gonna come down to can Plainfield Central play ball control, because I think Ryan West won't pass for some yards on their secondary. It's going to go back and forth. I think this game is, as much as Plainfield North's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde team, Plainfield Central is a smoke and mirrors team. They're almost outgained every single game, or close to it. They find a way. Just win, baby. They're doing it for Al Davis. Just win, baby. That's all they're doing right now. And you know what? This might be their year. To make the playoffs and say, just win. We're just going to find ways to win the game. Last couple of years, we found ways to lose games we could have won. This year, we're going to find ways to win games we could lose. I think they're going to do it again this year. Senior night home game, I think it's going to be a rocking atmosphere. I think the Plainfield Central fans are probably going to come out and support this team the way they should. I think they're going to get the job done. They're going to beat Oswego in a great game, and they're going to, who knows what's going to happen. They're probably not going to play for a conference title, but they will get them in the playoffs and make them feel a lot better going into next week.
Hey, well, here you go, and they have a chance to, maybe Central can't win that conference title, but they can put a big damper on Oswego's hopes to win outright too by beating them here, letting them go in against Manuka with one loss on the record. So
I want to breeze through. I'm sorry, a couple of these SWSC games. They're just leading up to the big one. Bolingbrook 6-1 and Lincoln Central 1-6. I think you both know those.
Bolingbrook hands down. Yeah,
Bolingbrook's gonna win that one pretty easily. Joliet Central 1-7 and Lincoln East 7-0. That might be even worse of a game this week.
Yeah, Joliet Central just has nothing good for Lincoln East. It's a big bloodbath.
I'll agree on that one too. Joliet West 2-5 and Homer Flossmoor 5-2. Joliet West, they didn't look too good against Lockport. Can they get a rebound?
No, not at all. HF got their rebound against Lockport.
They're mad right now. They're mad.
Yeah, HF got that there. Said they had those weeks where they lost in a row. Yeah, they're gonna blaze through this one here, and they're gonna somebody will start to see what's sitting on the bench in the second half, and that'll be the end of the game here.
And then the big SWSC game we can talk a little bit more about, even though we don't know too much about Sandburg. We haven't seen them all this year, but they're 5-2. They travel to Lockport 5-2. Big game for both teams, especially for Lockport. 5-4. You think they should be in? Not guaranteed. They have Bolingbrook next week, so this is a big game for them. This is guaranteed, not have to worry about next week at all.
Right. This guy. I see Sandburg with the possibility of winning the game. I think Lockport might be kind of looking ahead a little bit. I don't know. Sandburg came out and couldn't get anything but a field goal against Bolingbrook last week. It's going to be a tough one, but something tells me that Sandburg's going to get off this weekend. I think they're going to beat the Porters. Yes, I know.
Against his team, first time this year.
For something tells me that Sandburg's going to get it this week.
Well, you know what? I hate to agree with you, but I think I'm going to agree with you this week. Lockport is not. They besides Plainfield North, which was an iffy back and forth game, they have not beaten any solid opponents all year. Downers Grove North, 2 wins.
Right.
Lincoln Way Central, the 2 Joliets. That's 5 wins, right?
Right.
That's their 5 wins. I mean, that's 4. They've been teams with a total of 4 or 5 wins this year.
And I think Plainfield North has shown us as the years gone on that they're maybe not the caliber of team that we thought they were back when Lockport beat them either. So yeah, I think Sandburg. I think they're talking about HF. I think Sandburg should be pretty upset. Just getting slapped by Bolingbrook last week. So
I agree. I think Sandburg in a close game. I think we both agree it's gonna be pretty close, but Sandburg probably gonna figure out a way to win that one. Down in South, hey, they play a team this week. They're winning record. Their senior night at home against 4-3 Hinsdale South.
It's not going to matter. 4-3. I mean,
this is a 4-3 team that took a last second to beat Romeoville 2-5.
Right.
Can this conference be worse than the SBC? I think it is.
I think it might be. I mean, the SBC has all the parity with all this team here is down or south here, and the rest of the garbage in the bottom. And it's be garbage again. Down or south will take the garbage out. This conference should get blown up, and this team has a team should be half football. So down or south's going to roll through this one again.
Yeah, at least this half of the conference. The other half of the conference is at York and Central,
other
a
half's
bit
good.
like that.
This half shouldn't even exist.
Or they should just switch Downers South and Downers North, and you have Division A and Division B.
Yeah.
I mean, Downers North, you hope to get better in the future, but right now that's kind of the way it looks.
I don't know. This half of the conference, you kind of hope they're like their music or theater program's good over there because that's ball.
They got some good basketball programs over there.
That's all they got to hang their hats on because football.
Volleyball programs.
Yeah, football ain't doing it.
Downers North 2-5 and Hinsdale Central 5-2. Downers North rode to a big win last week. Can they win it this week?
We blasted them last week that they weren't gonna they weren't in the game since that. They showed us that their heads in the game, but the tail's not gonna be in the game this week. And I see Hinsdale beat them.
Yeah, Hinsdale big game for them 5-2. I think they'll pull ahead. Game of the week actually is, even though Plainfield East lost last week, kind of knocked a little bit of the importance out of it for both teams. Big game for South. They still have a chance thanks to Bolingbrook's playoff, getting those playoff points for Bolingbrook. So they're going to get at least 10 out of that probably. They take their 3-4 show to Plainfield East 2-5. I have a big prediction for you. It's called, this game's going to take forever with all the passing going on in this game and no huddle offenses. That's my prediction. It's going to be 11 o'clock at least by the time I got here. What do you think?
Sky, I told you a couple weeks ago I wasn't sold on Plainfield East.
South or East?
Well, Plainfield East.
Okay.
It's because I hadn't seen Plainfield East. I saw Plainfield East playing against Plainfield Central, and I like what they do. I like that little version of the West Coast offense. You know me, I'm not a big passing guy. I don't like going vertical down the field. I think, their quarterbacks are more than, might have 150 yards passing the game, and no ball travels more than 4 yards in the air. I mean, he gets the ball on the outside to his playmakers. Let's those guys, and Schwatter and Miles Austin, go out there, and Miles Walters. Miles Walters go out there and do his thing. And those guys get it done. When you get the ball on the outside, Shaquille Taylor, your cousin there, your family member, does it up the middle. I mean, this team has a really nice balanced offense, and where Plainfield Central was able to beat them by controlling the clock, slowing the game down, taking these big long drives. Plainfield South isn't going to do that. They're going to come out and throw the ball, and when it comes down to they're attempting at going 20 yards downfield compared to Plainfield East, going 4-5 and getting the yards after the catch. I say Plainfield East wins this one.
I think this is an interesting matchup right now we got going on. We got Plainfield South just gave up 400 yards passing to Ryan West of Oswego. That's going to be, Plainfield East is going to have some openings there and get their athletes in space. I think they're going to do some damage. However, Plainfield South found they could run the ball for the first time all year. One guy over like 170 yards rushing at 10 carries, and even Don Roy on the action with 80-some yards rushing. So, and Plainfield East definitely showed that they could be vulnerable against the run because Central had a pretty good day running the football against them. So it's going to be a matchup. I think if South goes to the run game more than they normally do, and Howard is struggling a little bit, if they can kind of make up for his struggles a little bit, they could stay in this game. They need it more than East does. But I think East is going to, Ormelli is going to get, the East coach is going to get them motivated to play this game and to get these troops going on to knock off, to take South out of the playoffs. And South is what, three game losing streak right now. I'm gonna go Plainfield East too. I think I picked them last week to be Central. I was wrong about that, but I like what they're doing right now. I think they're gonna finish strong and build up for next year. I'm gonna pick Plainfield East in a shootout over Plainfield South. I'm gonna pick 36-35 on a 2-point conversion for the win. I will see if our picks are right. Check back with us next week.